Hey people, it's Thursday, November the 19th, and it is 11:40 in the morning, and I'm here at the corner of Wellington Street and Draper Street, and I'll be taking a little walk down Draper Street, and then after that, I'll be walking through CityPlace, and then after that, I'm not sure. We'll see. Now, I came through here a while back when I did a night walk, and I said I'd come back in the daytime to get a better look at this little street, just because it's such a cozy little historic street right at the edge of giant high-rise buildings everywhere. It's surrounded by high-rise buildings pretty much. This is a protected street. It will never be redeveloped, as far as I know. As you can see, the construction site for the well is just right immediately to the east, which is a multi-building development. And you can see, these are all old 19th century Victorian row houses, and lots of them kind of have this cottage style. The people who live on the street probably feel like they're under siege. And that's it. Draper Street is just one short block between Wellington and Front Street. And CityPlace is immediately across the way here. So we'll be taking a walk through there. It's a little warmer today than it has been the last couple days. Not sure what the temperature right now, but it's supposed to get up to 12 degrees Celsius today. I think that'll be later in the afternoon. Right now it feels single digits to me, like maybe 6 or 7. Looking up Portland Street. So I'm going to walk over this cool looking pedestrian bridge, which I have never done in any video yet, strangely enough. This bridge has been featured in several TV series of the sci-fi nature that are filmed in here in Toronto. I can think of Orphan Black being one. This is quite the long light. I mean, this is ridiculously long now. There's not even, oh, there is a button. I think now it's going to change, but press it anyway. Yeah, of course. Yeah. This bridge was put in sometime in the early 2010s, maybe like 2012, 2013, I'm not exactly sure. It's been here for a while now. Might have been 2012. So that's when Orphan Black, the first season, came out. There you can get a good shot of the well construction site. It will consist of one large office building, which you can see, and several condo towers, and a shopping complex. And it is billed right now as the largest construction site in Canada. A whole bunch of parked GO trains. I just did a video, or I posted a video yesterday of Union Station, where I walked all through the station and I went up onto one of the train platforms where some GO trains were waiting. And for those who don't know, GO Transit is Toronto's commuter rail system, and then also buses as well. We are looking west. That cluster of towers just up ahead a ways is Liberty Village. Oh, here we have a train. This little guy is a train enthusiast, which I believe I was when I was his age too. I haven't walked over this bridge in years, so I'm actually kind of just gawking around at everything myself right now. I think the view is better here than from the Bathurst Bridge, which is that old steel bridge just up ahead. Oh, here's a Union Pearson Express train. Those ones run between the airport and Union Station. And here we are coming into CityPlace, which, as you probably figured out, is a huge development of condominium towers. Developed by Concord 8X, which is a Vancouver development company that built many similar tower communities in Vancouver and then decided to bring their brand over here to Toronto. One difference between their developments in Vancouver and this one is that the towers in Toronto tend to be taller and bigger, just bigger floor plates. Just sort of like a supersized version of their Vancouver developments. And we got another train. Now, I think in the late 1990s is when this area started to become developed. I remember the first couple of towers were just completed in the early 2000s. And this used to be railway land at one time. It was used for railway purposes and other dirty industrial type purposes, and then all that was cleared out, and then it just sat vacant for a while. And then I remember at one point they built a golf course here, just right on the edge of downtown. It was only meant to be temporary, but it was there for a while until they started to get underway with the development. I think it was a golf course or a driving range. I don't know. In any case, people were out here with golf clubs and golf balls, having lots of fun. And as far as I know, the CityPlace development is in its last phase right now. They are constructing the final towers in the development, so it's been a 20-year build-out. And the last couple of towers are going to be the tallest buildings in CityPlace, and they're just reaching ground level now, I believe. We'll walk over past them a little later. Here we have a map. Kind of wanted to look at that actually, just to see if I knew where I was going, because I'm not exactly sure how the streets go through here. I've never spent much time walking around in CityPlace. They just kind of weave all over the place between the buildings. Here we have Library Branch. I think Bathurst Street here is kind of the edge, the western edge of CityPlace. Once you get beyond Bathurst Street, you go into the Fort York area. I'm actually just going to wander and see where this where this goes. Wow. It's a cool looking fountain. And they even have their own custom garbage cans. Look at that. And I should mention that CityPlace gets a lot of flack from a lot of Toronto residents as being a soulless development full of superficial people with no street life, or just sort of like a vertical suburb, which is an expression I hear a lot. I don't know, I don't think it's that bad. I mean, it's not exactly like a cool urban neighborhood full of interesting historic buildings or anything like that, but it has a fair amount of retail, a fair amount of shops and services, and a couple of grocery stores. It's fairly self-contained in that respect. And you're literally right on the edge of downtown. And if you live in one of these buildings, you get to look out and look down at the Gardner Expressway. There's a brand new Loblaws grocery store in that building just across the Gardner underneath. Just recently opened. I think there's also a Sobeys grocery store in the neighborhood. I believe some of these buildings are rentals as well. And even there is some affordable housing buildings mixed in. At least one or two, as far as I know. One thing I hear about CityPlace in terms of complaints from residents is there's lots of parties and inconsiderate people living in lots of these buildings, where it's like their first time living away from home, living in downtown Toronto, and they just go wild. Young people running amok. Makes you sound like an old fuddy-duddy. Now I believe this is Canoe Landing Park. Up at the top of these stairs, which I've never even noticed before. I've never noticed this big staircase. Got a dog park. I don't know what it is, but I'm not overly fond of the bridge that connects these buildings. Like, it's kind of cool in a way, but for some reason I would think those two buildings would look better without that bridge, but maybe that's just me. And here, I guess, this is the canoe of Canoe Landing Park. It's pretty ginormous. Here we have a good view of the Gardiner Expressway. In a recent video, I did a walk underneath the Gardiner Expressway for quite a ways. This Lakeshore Boulevard runs underneath the expressway for at least a couple of kilometers or so, and I walked along that route. And the architecture of the tower is heavily criticized, I find also, which I don't think is entirely fair. I think some of the towers are pretty cool looking, and some of them are pretty bland. But it's not all crap architecture by any means. And as you can see, there are kids in the neighborhood, so there's at least somewhat of a demographic in the age group that, you know, produces children. It's not all like 21-year-olds. I assume this is the school, because I'm pretty sure there is a school in the neighborhood. Like I said, my knowledge of CityPlace is not quite up to par. Okay, that's it. Jean Lum Public School. Bishop McDonald Catholic Elementary School. So, a couple of schools. Yeah, learn something new every day. Fox and the Fiddle. It's a popular chain of pubs that I've been to on more than one occasion. And here's the other grocery store, the Sobeys Urban Fresh. don't know, I kind of like this tower here. I don't think it's that ugly or bland. I think it has a little bit of style to it. Now, if you're talking about unattractive towers, I'd say this one up ahead, the green coloring to it is definitely not easy on the eyes, in my opinion, but or even these ones, way too much spandrel, and the color is just blah. And these cranes here are the site of the construction of the two tallest towers I was talking about earlier. So these will be the final phase of CityPlace after 20 years. Here we have a render of the towers. It's called Canada House, and they're actually going to have these maple leaf designs on the sides of the buildings. And they're over 200 meters. I think the tallest one is over 230 meters. And in the high 60s stories, maybe like 67, 68 stories. Maybe even 69. Oh, I just wanted to take a peek up Spadina here, actually. Yeah, you can see the Well office tower and one of the condo towers. Maybe I'll cross so I'm not walking under the scaffolding. There are a fair amount of people walking around, you know. All I want to do is cross the street. All right. Trying to remember, and I think this ugly tower that I pointed out a little while ago is that the first building built in CityPlace. So we have the first one and the last ones right beside one another after 20 years. We have a Montessori school. Here's a cool shot with the CN Tower popping up from behind the Skydome. I think I'll cross back to this side again now. This time I didn't have to wait for the light. So I think we're coming out of CityPlace. Pretty sure this is kind of where it ends and where the South Core district begins. I've been meaning to do a video up these stairs, so I think the time has arrived. And here we get a little close-up shot of the side of the Skydome. And that was CityPlace. I think I'm going to wrap up the video once we get to the top of these stairs. We have a cool view looking down Blue Jays Way. And this is where I will call it a walk. So I hope you enjoyed this little walk around CityPlace. If you did, but please, by all means, subscribe to my channel. Like, share, comment. Tell your friends and family. And be sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. I've been posting daily lately, but I'll be sure to post at least every other day. And always check back because I will continue.